This is the story of one of the most sensational bank robberies in the history of France. It was on Monday 19th, 1976, Société Générale Bank in Nice had no cash to give its customers and the door of the vault wouldn't open. The bank's technical team believed it was a technical issue and they called the vault's manufacturer's team to repair it. It took several hours to break through the massive steel door. They soon realized that the bank had just been robbed and the robbers had left no trace behind. But the most surprising fact is that one of the robbers hid inside the vault for 27 hours. How did he do it? Who was the mastermind behind this brilliant heist? Join me as I uncover the story of the bank robber who hid in a safe for 27 hours. The mastermind behind the heist was Albert Spaghiari, also known as Bert. He was a renowned town photographer with an infamous past, and he had a history of stealing. When Bert was 17, he left France to join the parachute regiment and was sent to fight against Ho Chi Minh's communist army in Vietnam. He became a great soldier, but he had learned how to steal as a young boy, and he couldn't leave it behind. Bert broke into a brothel in Hanoi and stole all the money, but he was caught and sent back to France to serve time in jail. When he was released, he got involved with a right-wing terrorist group fighting against Algeria, gaining independence from France. He was arrested for his involvement in political terrorism and served another 3-year jail term. Bert seemed to have gotten his life together when he moved to Nice in 1968 with his wife Marcel, whom he called Audi. They renovated an old farm in the hills of Nice and had his photograph studio at 56 Route de Marseille in Nice, while his wife worked as a nurse. However, this ordinary life did not satisfy Bert, so he came up with the idea of robbing a bank after reading a novel, Loophole, by Robert Pollock, published in 1972. The novel describes a story of burglars robbing a bank through the city's sewage system, and when Bert realized that the sewers of Nice ran alongside Société Générale Bank, he began to form his master plan. After months of planning, Bert and his team of 20 men started digging a tunnel leading to the bank's vault. They had to crawl through the sewer, surrounded by human waste, for 2 months. The tunnel was a masterpiece of construction. It was barely large enough for a man to crawl through and was 25 feet long, 2 feet wide, and 20 inches high. It was dug entirely by hand, as the noise would have alerted the bank. Before then, Bert used to work for a company that manufactured bank vaults, which was the same company that provided the vault for Société Générale Bank while he was living in Dakar. First, he went to the town hall and requested the plans of the city sewers. Nobody was suspicious, as they were public and builders often asked for them. Then he spent a week walking and crawling through the sewers, getting to know the area. Bert rented a safety deposit box in the bank's vault and put a loud alarm clock that went off at midnight to test the acoustic and seismic detection alarms. Fortunately for him, the bank was so confident in the thickness of its vault that it thought it was impenetrable and no alarms were required. The robbery occurred on Friday, the 16th of July 1976, and the gang had the whole weekend to work unnoticed. They opened only around 10% of the 4,000 safe deposit boxes, but took nothing that might be traced. The value of the heist was estimated to be around 50 million francs, but some believed it could be even higher. This is the most surprising part of the heist. After the robbery, the police discovered that Bert had hidden inside the vault for 27 hours. He had used the vault space to create a hiding place for himself. He even left a note for the police saying, "Without weapons, hatred, or violence." So what about the safe? How did Bert end up hiding in it? Well, after the heist, the gang was trying to evade the police and needed a place to hide. Bert suggested to his team that they should hide in the bank's safe, which they managed to do for 27 hours before being discovered by the police. Can you imagine being stuck in a safe for 27 hours? It's like being in a real-life version of the game hide and seek. In the end, Bert remained a fugitive for several years, running from place to place before dying of cancer in 1989. However, the Société Générale Bank robbery remains one of the most audacious and sensational heists in history, and the mystery of how Bert and his gang managed to pull it off still fascinates people to this day. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell for more thrilling content like this.